Happy New Year. Merry Christmas in arrears to all friends, well wishers, church members, friends all over. Yeah, it is another year for us to connect back again. Um, we have been disconnected for at least a few weeks, but to His glory, we are back again. Um, Fully loaded, energized, strong enough, and of course, with more things to talk about. And I say a big welcome back to the session of marriage and psychology. And of course, I know that I've missed a lot of you from your questions that you normally send. I know some of you would ask the questions, through my private account, Facebook account, which is okay. I'm okay with that. I'm available through whichever means you can get me. And so, getting into this very brand new year, I want to believe we are coming in with questions, with a lot of maybe anticipation, and the rest. And that is why I want to start on that note, you know, to say that having gone through festive seasons or period, I want to believe there are things that normally this season, brings along with it. And therefore, today I just want us to look at um, this very topic, or to discuss on this very particular subject that I believe we would be so much excited about it. Well, depends on, or it doesn't matter where you're coming from, what's your culture and what's your background. And so it is, I title it emotional stress that come along or after festive period. You know, emotional stress that comes along with or after festive, you know, period. Definitely, in a society where you have people who struggle with low self-esteem, people struggle with, accepting reality. It is not easy, to have something come by, coming along with surprises or with some things that will be undone, or some things that come along with struggles. So it is it is not, surprising if some people are left, really depressed and emotionally stressed, out. So that's why, I feel it is something that we can talk about. So feel free if you think there's something you want to put out there to ask about. You're free. You're free to do that. You're free to do that because it's good for us to talk about it. So I feel, you know, there should be a solution. There should be, a way out to, such a moment of stress, because that's why we're out there. And that's why it is about, um, psychological, or emotional, things that we go through that we don't, pay attention to. And that's why, that's where the passion is, and that's why we are in this very uh, session. So, the stress that comes along or after any festive period is inevitable. You would believe with me, or you would definitely, subscribe to me. I mean, yeah, to me, to my, uh, opinion that yes, or idea that it is inevitable. We cannot, avoid it, because it comes along with, you know different, contingencies of struggle. So that is why, as a person, no matter how, you have expectations, you have needs, you have wants, and our wants are endless. Our wants are, you know, I mean, can go out of pen and ink, you know, on a paper. So, and that's why I feel, why don't we talk about that? It's okay to cry sometimes. It is okay to vent sometimes. It is okay to sit, at that particular time, kind of making some reflections and pondering and meditate. It's okay. It's okay, because it is a reality. So you cannot avoid it. It comes. It comes and goes. It comes and goes. And those, I mean, the calendar is still kind of coming, recycling. And of course, the clock will keep ticking, and when the clock goes, round and round and round, it will still come back. Meaning, you know, those festive, times would always be there, or would always be here again. So when they come, what happens? Do they just pass by? Of course, they pass by, but definitely because they are not meant for stones. They are not meant for, I mean, the dead. They are meant for the living. They are meant for you and I, to allow them to go through us, or we go through them. See? So it is something that we cannot avoid it. And so, and definitely they are demanding periods. I see them as demanding periods. I see them as unexcusable, periods. I see them as non-escapable, period or moments. And of course, I see them as realities that life brings, and man is the target. See, man is the target. And what do we do is always the question. How do I go about this? What do I do with this? Now that I am in this situation, now that I am really stranded, now that I am kind of, you know, totally depressed. What do I do? What do I do? So that is the question. And of course, before I said this is what we need to do, I just want to kind of highlight some of those things that come along, or I mean how those stressful moments, are being formulated, or are being created, or how they are formed, you know and that's why I want to kind of, let's look at it. I see three things, three measured, three key, areas that, I definitely want to see that, we cannot avoid them. They can come, they can come around. So, and one of them is to-do list. One of them is to-do list. When Christmas comes, especially the Christmas, I know, in a culture where I live in right now, we have, every year comes, I mean, throughout the year. Now we just ended, Christmas and New Year, and of course we'll soon start to celebrate, Valentine's Day. Will soon, and then the next thing is, like talking about Mother's Day. The next one comes, Father's Day. The next one comes that particular day, that day, until the whole year is over and it will come back again. So, but in all of this period, you find out that Christmas is one of these, one of the moment that we can't avoid, or many of us could not avoid to do without making a list of what to do. So that is why I say one of these areas is, or one of the key things that we struggle with, aftermath, or I mean, yeah, aftermath of Christmas, is to do list, because to do list comes before the Christmas and after the Christmas. Because before the Christmas, you would tell yourself, or as a family, you're going to agree, hey, what do you want for Christmas? Tick. Hey, so how do you want it? Tick. So now mom or grandmom is going to make a list of all the gifts that she's going to buy and wrap them. Mama is going to do her own, buy them, mark, and and child or daughter or son and uncle, and that the list goes on. The list goes on, because we want to make sure at least this is done, this is done, this is done, this is done. Have I got that gift? Have I, because I said before Christmas, I want to make sure that we change our patio before Christmas. I want to make sure that, of course, we change that couch. I don't want the recliner. I need a new one. And I want to make sure before Christmas that is done. You know, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. And that's why when it comes to marriage, when it comes to family, when it comes to home, you know, we are thinking about, we don't want to leave someone out of the equation. We don't want to leave someone out of the list. You know, you have saved, you have saved from January to December, to make sure that you have enough to buy for that one, to change that one, to get that one done. So to do list is really a struggle. And with our to-do list, many people would want to see that, of course, that is done, and many struggle to getting it done. And sometimes some of the problems or the obstacles that we are really that we cannot avoid them is lateness of order. You order for something in your list, I'm going to order for this. So maybe that thing that you order probably is from the correct list, or from the wish website, or from the eBay, or from the Amazon. It depends on wherever you order for something. And maybe you are targeting to make sure before the 25th or before the 24th, you get it. Unfortunately, it's not there. So it forms, you know, some little kind of stress there. Oh, and now that this is not coming, now that the day is coming, of course, it's building up. It's building up. So the lateness of getting your order, on time, or even putting your order on time, that could affect your to-do list. And of course, lateness of payments. I know in the society where, or the culture where right now where I'm making this podcast, out there, I believe, of course, except or only if there's something different, but I don't, checks come in, at the time or on the days that have been set to get them out there. But I know in some cultures out there, there are systems that are not working. There are systems that are not working there. Sometimes, until even when the Christmas is over, um, the salary is not paid. Salaries is not. I mean, the salary is not on the table, so it becomes a problem that lease doesn't get to be carried out. They are not. They yeah, don't get to carry out. So it becomes it becomes it forms frustration. You know, sadness comes in, and before you know, you are depressed, and someone will begin to say, I hate this Christmas, I hate that thing. And if care is not taken, it goes to a different level, and definitely it becomes a serious problem that would need uh, um, a help of a counselor or a support out there to make sure that this is being handled so that it doesn't hurt so much, so that it doesn't leave a big wound or a wound that will last long. But you don't want to allow that wound to last. You want to make sure at least it doesn't even create any wound, so to say. So not only that, procrastination. We procrastinate a lot about our to-do list. You know, oh, today is first, December the 1st. So uh yeah, I was gonna do my to-do list today, but I'm gonna do it tomorrow. And it's not done. The next day comes, pass by, another day comes and it passes by, and it will continue like that. Before you know, there are many people who I know that they are good. They're good, at working under, stress, under, tight, timing. And so, but there are many people who are not, and so because of that, it becomes a problem to them. And so, before you know, the day is here, and you go to the grocery store, you can find this one, you cannot get that one, and so it becomes a problem. Your list is not, complete. You are unable to carry out everything because it's not there. So, oh, I'm sorry. Um, I'm sorry, Junior. I'm sorry that it's my fault. I couldn't get that. I'm sorry. I should have done that earlier, but unfortunately, I couldn't do it. And so that's it. We procrastinate with our list, to do list, and sometimes personality problem you know personality problem is this is going to appear in two places. Probably when I come to the next point. Personality problem also, if you are a slow person, if you are that person that want to go into detail of looking into this. You make your list, you want to go through it again, you want to check again, you want to check. So before you know, there's no time for you to carry out those lists. So definitely to-do list is something that when it is not totally executed, or all this that you put down there are not able, I mean, you are not able to kind of do them all, it becomes a problem. It form you know uh some stress out there. Then the second thing, that follows after to-do list is unmet expectations. I call them unmet expectations. And what are those expectations? Of course, could be part of the same to-do list. You wanted to travel, but because the day you book for your flight, and unfortunately for you, it happens that it snowed that day, or the airport that you um, booked, to travel from there or to be airlifted from there. Unfortunately, it snowed that day, and that didn't work. And because you couldn't travel that day, you decided to even cancel your travel, as a whole, because it doesn't make sense probably to you, or it might not gonna really help your traveling anymore. So you decide to what? To cancel it. And you see, because you are not expecting the snow, So these are, I mean, the traveling is because you wanted to travel unexpectedly. Here comes something that really, come your way. And so, of course, another stress there. And buying a gift for the loved ones, of course, you see, it comes also from to them from to the do list, because yeah, it was your expectation to see that yes, that thing that you order, or that thing that you want to make sure get out there to the person that you bought. I remember this happened to me 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, I ordered for something, and three things happened. I ordered for something, and something was sent to me, and at the same time, I wanted to also send some. And unfortunately for me, I didn't get what I supposed to get, because I had to go, waited until Christmas, waited after Christmas, went to different postal, services office, nothing. They could not trace my, you know, my my order or my parcel or my whatever, my packet. They couldn't get it, and so I was frustrated. I was upset. I was mad. I was sad. So you can see the emotional stress there. That is because money was wasted, and time was involved, and planning was involved. Everything was put into that, but it couldn't work. And of course, so definitely buying a something to a loved one, when it's not, because it's an unmet expectation, because if the person didn't get it. Now, one of the unexpected, the unmet, expectations, could be the plan to change your house, because I know many people want to change their house, want to buy a house, want to, during that very particular time, if it's not really, especially or car, you decided that by Christmas time, give, you want to present a car as a gift to your daughter or to your son who is turning 18, who is becoming an adult, or you make it as a gift to your wife, or as a gift to your father or your mother. And unfortunately, that didn't work. See, it's another problem, it's another tension there. It's stress there. It's something that, well, how am I going to do with this? And the third thing that I also considered to I mean, as a key, or part of stresses that could really build up there, is conflict of ideas and interests. you know, as a result of conflict of ideas and interests, before Christmas, especially when you have new couple who are marrying, and of course who are going to celebrate for the first time, together as a husband and wife. Definitely, these people, I mean, they all, because they are coming from a different background. So definitely, you would expect conflict of ideas and interests. So conflict of ideas and interest is another thing that could be seen after the Christmas, that would be left, the family will be left with stress. Now, new couples, because they are now they are now two people are coming together to plan this Christmas together, to make this Christmas as best as they want to make it, and to enjoy together. But he is coming with his own idea. He is coming with her own idea. He's coming with his own interest. She's coming with her own interest. So definitely, that is not going to be healthy sometimes in the end. And not only that, this person is coming with his own family background, she's coming with her own family background. So there's going to be a family background interference, family background interference, because she is saying this is how we normally celebrate. He is saying this is how we normally celebrate, and they're going to be thrown into chaotic moment because he want to do it this way, she want to do it that way, and so they may not agree, in the end, and so they will be left frustrated. And sometimes I'm telling you, that's how some wreck, happen in home that totally say, "Oh, I'm done. I'm done. I'm doing nothing. I'm doing nothing. I don't care what happens. I don't care. You know, whether we celebrate with us. I don't care. I let it be. Let it be. Let it be. You know." But this is not. It's not about you. The Christmas is not about you. It's about the birth of Jesus Christ. The Savior is born. Now, it doesn't matter what is done or what is not done, as long as you have celebrated Him in your heart, as long as your home is experiencing that very moment, as long as people can see the joy of that moment in your face, and of course can testify that you are celebrating that. But it's not about you. It's not about you. All right. So, and personality interference. This person is a low key person. I remember I told you, I said personality problem is going to appear in two different places. Now it's appearing here. Personality interference, because listen, this guy or she, she's the type that wants something to be on a low tune, on a low key. I mean, no elaborate, no gorgeous, no, but this one want to make sure this is done, that is done. We got to go that place, we got to go this place, we got to put this Christmas tree, we got to decorate there, we got to now move, make this place look, all of that. You know what I'm saying? So, and before when there's no agreement between these people because of personality interference, and definitely, it's going to mess up with the psychology, it's going to mess up with the emotion, it's going to sometimes even culminate into physical. You can now see the tension there because of nothing, because we want to make that day look the way I want it to look. Okay. Now, with all of this, that had happened, what do we do? What is the solution? How do we tackle this solution? What do we do about that? What do we do? I wish someone could answer me from there, out there. So I wish someone could say, okay, this is my thoughts. These are my thoughts, or this is my thoughts. I wish someone can put it out there. Can someone say something out there? What do we do? Now this is what happened, because right now there's tension there, there's stress. I mean, emotionally, we are not, in a good, in a good place. Definitely some people are there, even because it's not yet over, they're still talking about it. Because I told you we should have done it. I told you, you refuse. But okay, when we come back to work, we're going to talk about it. Yeah, when I come back from this travel, we're going to talk about it. I told you this. Oh, that moment, I wanted this to go there, but now, okay, I'm going to meet with this post office. I'm going to go, the postal, whatever. I know the guy that comes here. I'm going to beat him up when he comes here, kind of, because I know I wanted it to get there, but he didn't get it. Oh my God. You see, I'm trying to role play the emotion that we put out there. But hey, listen, stay calm. Stay calm. Here is what I wanted to hear. I want you to listen to this. Guess what? It happened. Guess what? It is over. Guess what? It is true. All those things, came. The Christmas is true. And it has what? It has passed by. It is true. So what do? Now, if you decide to stay in that place where right now your heart is, is, is running hard, in a high, of course, you have this heart born, or you know what, your hands are shaking. You know what? I mean, there's this, listen, it's about you. It's about your life. Christmas will always come and go, but you will still be there. You will still be there. If you hurt yourself now, what happens? You're going to spend money that you never planned for it. So I want to say, you know what? Accept it. Accept your differences and move ahead. See it yet. Yes, see is that. See it that. She is this way and he is that way. We are not the same. Accept your differences. Accept your differences. Because you are who God has made you. You cannot change yourself, but you can accept yourself. Okay? This is you, it's you, and it's about you. And another thing that I want you to do is to learn if there's a now, since it's just you, this is where you guys are coming from. Is it possible to adjust? Because it's over already. Now, can you talk now that, of course, you that are marrying for the first time, celebrating for the first time, okay, now that it happened, okay, can we adjust? Can we give room for creativity now that before another Christmas comes, or before next, celebration, whatever, festive moment that is coming, can you adjust some things? What can you adjust? Okay, and of course, you got to accept yourself, accept the situation, accept that it happened, accept that it is true. It came and went by, and now the next thing, learn to adjust. After you've learned from that, after your experience of that, you got to learn to adjust, waiting for the next time so that you can make it better. All right. And another thing is adapt. Adapt from each other. This one is coming with his own background. He's coming with her own background. Learn from each other. Learn from each other and adjust and adapt. So that's it. That's it. You don't want to allow. You don't want to allow a wound that you don't want to. You don't want to leave a wound that would make you spend your money and in another time again, and of course it's going to affect your budget, and of course it's going to affect your planning. So I would suggest accept, adjust, and of course adapt. Because something that we need to see there is resilience. develop spirit of resilience, develop that. That will help to sustain our marriage, to keep our marriage healthy, and to save our marriage from, you know, any wreck that we have no idea how it's going to happen. So I'm just advising, I'm just suggesting. But these are my suggestions, though. I believe you might have a better idea. You might have a better way of taking care of it. But I know I decided to just bring it out to tell you that this is why the tension, this is why, it's because of these things. All right. Okay. I hope and I pray that it went well, the way I put it out there, and I hope that this will be helpful to someone out there um, to cope at this very particular time. Because the only way to cope with all of this is accept reality, accept that it came and it happened and it passes by, and try to adjust, create, make, I mean, give room for creativity, and of course adapt, from one another. Okay, so you matter, you matter in the whole of these things. Is about the person of the season and you yourself. It is not about that thing that is there, that thing that is there. It's about you, and it's about the person of the season. And the person of the season will not be happy seeing you not happy. He's not going to be happy to see you trying to kill yourself, trying to hurt yourself, trying to leave wound yourself. No, he won't be happy about that. So thank you so much that we can we could connect back. So I pray that we continue, we stay together, let's move together, let's work together, and let's you know keep the faith moving and working. And especially to my brothers and sisters in Africa that are seriously right now going through all kinds of difficulty, which definitely would have an impact in the home, or to their marriage. It's my prayer that God will bring to that time that we will see this um, as a history. I am praying with you guys, and of course, I remain indebted to the Replica Church for giving us this opportunity to put it out there and see how we can keep ourselves healthy and talk about. I mean, what is now? And talk about our here and now. Talk about our feelings and express how we're feeling about it. It's okay. It's okay to express ourselves. It's okay to cry. It's okay to put those emotions out there because they are meant for a purpose. For someone to know that you're hurting, for someone to know that there's a problem, because if you don't express yourself, if you don't bring those emotions out, we wouldn't know. You would die in silence. So thank you very much. Keep the faith moving. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.